Okay, so one of this. like to introduce Dr. John Saxton, Chairman of the Board of Trustees for Paulding Putnam Electric Cooperative.
Thank you. Welcome to the 86th annual meeting of Paulding Putnam Electric Cooperative Incorporated. Would you please stand with me for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Will you please join me in a moment of silence to ask for guidance for our board, our cooperative, and our country. I would now like each board member to introduce themselves.
My name is Joe Conan, and I represent Board District 1.
My name is Bill Dowler, and I represent Board District 2.
My name is Tim Dirk. I represent Board District Number 3. I serve as Vice Chairman.
I'm Jay Dangler, and I represent Board District 4.
My name is Steve McMichael, and I represent Board District 5.
I'm Dr. John Saxton, and I represent Board District 6. I serve as the Board Chairman.
My name is Ken Neese, and I represent Board District 7.
I'm Adam Snipke, and I represent Board District 8.
My name is Dr. Ron Black, and I represent Board District 9, and I serve as Secretary Treasurer.
I'm George Carter, and I'm President and CEO of Paulding Putnam Electric Cooperative.
The official notice and agenda for today's virtual meeting was mailed to all members as a cover on the March Cooperative Living and Indiana Connection magazines, which were mailed on February 22nd and March 1st, 2022. The minutes of the annual meeting held March 20th, 2021 were mailed to all members in the recent Cooperative Living and Indiana Connection magazines. As these minutes have been provided to all members prior to today's meeting, I will declare the minutes approved as printed. I will now call on Dr. Ronald Black, Secretary Treasurer, to give the Treasurer's report.
My name is Dr. Ronald Black, and I serve as Secretary Treasurer for your cooperative. Thank you for tuning in this morning on Facebook or YouTube. The cooperative performed well financially in 2021. Our auditing firm of Basher, Reineck, Stoller, and Waterman recently completed the annual audit. They have issued an unqualified or clean audit opinion. This means the financial records accurately display the business of the cooperative. Overall, total margins were down from the prior year. This was the result of higher wholesale power costs coming from Buckeye Power. But revenues did increase as a result of higher than expected wholesale power cost adjustments on our electric bills. Operating expenses were significantly controlled by Paulding Putnam Cooperative staff and were under budget by 5%, or $326,000. Results from operations were margins of $3.4 million, which was above budget, but still below the prior year. These margins will be returned to in future years, just like the margins returned on your December electric bill. Utility plant investments, the poles, the wires, transformers, and other equipment that serve your homes and businesses increased $5.7 million in 2021. Part of this increase was due to supply chain and supply and demand issues. These investments were important to continue to improve service reliability as outage minutes were again at historic lows. To summarize, The financial health of our cooperative is strong. The 2021 annual report may be viewed online, or a copy can be obtained at the office. Any member wishing to view the annual CPA audit report may view a copy at the office as well. Mr. Chairman, this concludes the Treasurer's report. Thank you.
Welcome and good morning to all our friends watching on Facebook Live and on YouTube. I'm Dr. John Saxton, Chairman of the Board of Trustees. On behalf of the Board of Trustees for Paulding Putnam Electric Cooperative, I welcome you to this annual meeting. I must warn you ahead of time that I'm not a great orator, so if you're expecting a Stephen Douglas or Abraham Lincoln type speech, it's not going to happen. I would like to discuss with you a few functions of the Board of Trustees this morning. The main function of the Board of Trustees is to plan and prepare the cooperative for the future. Strategic vision is critical to a successful future. The electric utility industry is changing dramatically, and we as a board and a cooperative must be prepared to change. The old mindset of we'll do it like we always have is not going to work. One of the most important things we do is ensure the safety of our cooperative employees. The board is not there to supervise the day-to-day activities. However, the board sets the tone at the top by holding the CEO and president accountable. The board reviews and approves budgets to ensure safety materials are purchased and properly replaced as needed. The board monitors performance and reviews key indicators at our monthly meetings. I'm very pleased that our employees have embraced the culture of safety, and in 2021, our employees received their highest score ever in the National Rural Electric Safety Achievement Program, or RESAP. Succession planning is important for the board too. Like employee succession planning, it is critical that the board do succession planning. Currently, there are 5 members who have less than 5 years of experience. It takes a little time for board members to appreciate and develop a good sense of what is required and expected of a board member at Paulding Putnam. Our board is required to participate in educational training given by our national association, the NRECA. These educational training sessions are vital to a strong board of trustees. I am pleased to say your trustees are committed to these training and education. Board turnover is inevitable, so planning and training must be maintained. Strategic planning is also a function of the board. Strategic planning at the cooperative is done every 3 to 5 years in detail. In 2021, a detailed plan was developed and specific goals were identified. Preparing for example, preparing for electronic vehicles was a major discussion point. These are the type of things that we need to discuss. Will EVs be a major impact? Should the board and the cooperative install charging stations? If members buy EVs, will their existing service be able to handle the additional load? Will the existing electric system handle the additional load if EVs are the majority of vehicles produced in the future? These types of discussions and questions are vital. Changes to the electric grid take years of planning and years of development and construction. A dramatic shift can cause a major concern. Add to this the movement to not develop gas plants and loss of generation as coal plants are retired and the pressure on the grid is increased. Your Board of Trustees is committed to providing the membership with a reliable electric system and reasonable rates. To do this, we must continuously plan. Each trustee must stay educated and trained, and the board must empower the employees. If we do these things, we will be successful. Again, I want to thank all members for watching this meeting, and I want to personally thank each and every employee for their dedication and hard work in the past year. I will now turn the meeting over to our President and CEO, Mr. George Carter.
Hello to all our viewers. I'm George Carter, President and CEO of Your Electric Cooperative. It's always an honor for me to give this annual address. I know many of you like hearing about your cooperative and learning more about your cooperative. I appreciate you taking the time to be with us this morning as we broadcast our annual meeting. While the annual meeting has gone digital or video, that does not mean we don't want to get together. In fact, the opposite is true. You know, this is my 33rd annual meeting. It's my 21st CEO address. I'm one of those that actually love the annual meeting. So it was a big discussion topic when we were trying to figure out how to manage the business side and the personal side of our annual meeting. And what it came down to is we realized the business portion of the meeting can be handled through video like we're doing today. And the personal side can be accomplished through our Member Appreciation Day event. And if you've not attended a Member Appreciation Day event, I would highly recommend that you do so. Last year, we were at the Vandell Drive-In in Van Wert, Ohio. We had over 700 folks attend that night, and they enjoyed a family-friendly movie night and co-op fellowship. Again, I would really recommend that you attend one of our future meetings. And to make it easy for you to attend, we'll be moving our meetings to 4 different locations throughout our service territory, so no one has to travel too far. So watch and pay attention to our announcements, as we'll be announcing where and when this year's Member Appreciation Day event will be held. Now, I don't need to tell you about the cost of living and what has happened to prices and material shortage, things like that. However, I would tell you that your co-op has been dramatically impacted by these things. Material shortages, price increases like we've never seen before. In some cases, the price doesn't matter because the material is simply not available. So we've done everything we can, and our employees have worked very hard to ensure that we have material on hand to serve our members. One of the highlights this past year, as John mentioned, was our safety achievement score. Every 3 years, our safety program goes through a top to bottom review. And this is not something where we just polish up the office for a couple days. This is an in-depth, detailed review with interviews of our employees, line inspections, the whole gamut. And I'm proud to say that we received the highest score we've ever received in that assessment. I'm very enormously proud of our employees because, again, they have demonstrated that commitment to safety and embraced the culture of safety. Operationally, we had a particularly good year. Outage numbers continue to be low. This is a result of our line rebuilds, upgrades, our maintenance program, and our right-of-way program. Now, I fully understand that we've spent a lot of money over the last several years investing in our system, but those investments are paying dividends today in these reduced outage numbers. I've said before, we cannot prevent all outages. Trees will continue to fall, vehicle accidents, transmission outages, birds, animals will continue to cause outages. Our goal is when an outage occurs, it impacts the least number of members and for the shortest duration of time. Member growth continued in 2021. Our employees were kept busy building new services and connecting new members. While materials were not easy to obtain, our employees did an excellent job of sourcing material from multiple vendors to make sure we were able to get our members the service they requested. And while our services grew, so did the amount of energy used by our members. In fact, kilowatt-hour sales to our members increased over 5% from the prior year and were 2% above our budget projections. You all know that the cost of power, or the actual Buckeye Power bill that we pay, is the largest bill the cooperative receives. That bill increased dramatically in the past year. There are two main reasons for that bill increase: fuel and transmission cost. The fuel is the coal, natural gas, and all the other ancillary items that go in the fuel handling process at our generating plants. And as you know, commodities just cost more today than they have in the past. To put that into perspective, when I look back, 2007, the average cost of fuel on our Buckeye bill was $471,000 a month. This past January, the fuel on our Buckeye bill was $1.1 million. That's a 2.5-time increase per month. Transmission costs have also increased steadily in the last few years. Just back to 2015, since that time, our transmission costs have increased $3 million. Transmission now accounts for 20% of our Buckeye bill. And again, when we look back to 2007, total transmission cost back then was about $1 million for the year. Last year, transmission cost was just under $6 million. That's a 6 times increase. Transmission costs are projected to continue to increase in the next several years, and they will undoubtedly put upward rate pressure on everybody at the cooperative. This past year, we had 3 employees graduate from the Central Ohio Line Workers Facility, or the COLT training program. These gentlemen completed a grueling 4-year apprenticeship program and will soon be full journeyman linemen. I want to congratulate Terry Minnick, Garrett Gerdeman, and Jordan Moeller on this accomplishment. The year ended with another employee retirement, as we said goodbye to Mary Arend. For over 25 years, Mary was the friendly voice on the phone assisting members. We are going to miss Mary and her knowledge, but we want to wish her and her husband Rick a long and happy retirement. I also want to wish Jay Dangler all the best as he retires from the board after 6 years. Jay, you will be missed. I also want to thank all the board members for their efforts in keeping and maintaining a strong cooperative. The co-op was challenged in 2021 and undoubtedly will be challenged in 2022. This past year, we've been successful due to the dedication, caring, and hard work of all of our employees. I want to personally thank each employee for their hard work and dedication in making our co-op strong. And on behalf of all of the employees, I want to say thank you for your membership and patronage. Thank you.
Now I would like to introduce our Secretary-Treasurer, Dr. Ronald Black. He will relay the election results to you.
As Secretary of the Cooperative, I serve as Chairman of the Election Committee. This year, we did not have any proposed changes to the Code of Regulation. As is typical, we had 3 trustee positions up for re-election. As was mentioned by Mr. Carter, Trustee Dangler, serving District 4, chose not to seek re-election. In Districts 2 and 5, incumbent trustees Mr. William Dowler and Mr. Stephen McMichael were unopposed for re-election. Mr. Dowler and Mr. McMichael are thus re-elected by affirmation. Congratulations, gentlemen. In District 4, 3 petitions were received and certified as meeting the code of requirement for election of the Board of Trustees. Those petitions were received from Mr. William Beckman, Mr. Fred Piper, and Mr. Scott Straley. Membership voting was open from February the 15th to March 4th, 2022. The election was conducted by an independent third party, Survey and Ballot Systems. Overall, 30% of District 4 members voted in this election. I am pleased to announce Mr. William Beckman has won the election and will be the new trustee representing District 4. Congratulations, Mr. Beckman. Thank you for all the members who participated in this very important governance process. Mr. Chairman, that concludes the election results.
I would like to congratulate Mr. Dowler and Mr. McMichael on their re-election to the Board of Trustees. Congratulations, guys. And I'd like to welcome Mr. Bill Beckman. Welcome, Bill. Glad to have you on board. I am sad, though, to say goodbye to Mr. Jay Dangler. Jay's done an outstanding job as a trustee for the past 6 years. Thank you, Jay. Thank you. Appreciate your work and your dedication. As there is no new or old business, I will declare the 86th annual meeting of Paulding Putnam Electric Cooperative adjourned. I would like to remind all members to look for additional announcements and information on our member appreciation event scheduled for July 23rd. Keep your eyes open. Thank you.